Hey everybody, welcome back to Durbin's Bourbon. I'm Joe. You can see Josh isn't here. We're doing a blind today, but it's a blind for just Josh because this gives me an opportunity to pour something that I know he drinks a lot of, I drink a lot of. It's made by Buffalo Trace, which is, I'm going to leave the Buffalo Trace bottle up here so it blocks the microphone. But this blind is going to be Blanton's Single Barrel and Benchmark Single Barrel. Both are made by Buffalo Trace. Both are single barrels. Both are amazing whiskeys. Price point, however, is drastically different. Blanton's coming in suggested retail, not secondary, $60. Benchmark coming in $25, give or take, in that ballpark. So you've got a $25 and a $60 made by the same distillery. Similar mash bills, I believe. They seem to taste the same to me. I've had Benchmarks that I thought tasted better than Blanton's. We're going to do a blind and see what Josh thinks. He doesn't know who the manufacturer is other than what I'm going to tell him. It's made by Buffalo Trace. And it's two whiskeys made by them. He's going to do a blind. He's going to tell us which one he likes the most. You all get the privilege of seeing the Blanton's is being poured closest to the bottle of Buffalo Trace. The Benchmark is getting poured farthest out. So the way we label, let's make sure they're about the same. The way we do it is 1 and 2. So 1 is closest to the bottle, 2 is out. There you go. And I'm just going to sip on, you know what? I'm going to pour myself some Blanton's just to sip on while Josh is doing this. Let's go ahead and pause this while he gets down here and gets settled in. Stand by. This should be. And we're back. You all know what's in the glasses.
I don't.
He doesn't. You all know what I'm drinking. Josh, I explained to him the rules.
Oh, that smells good.
He's nosing right now.
Oh,
He's nosing both.
That one's familiar.
And y'all know what they are now, which is kind of fun for you guys and gals, I think, because you get to see up front. Josh asked me, he's like, what am I supposed to do? Do I got to tell who it's from? We know he knows what distillery it is.
Yeah, but that which narrows it down a lot for me.
It does, but Buffalo Trace.
I would almost say this one.
Buffalo Trace makes dozens of whiskeys.
I could have got this one mistaken for, since I know it's Buffalo Trace product, I could have mistaken this for like Makers, maybe even like a Four Roses. I got, you know what I mean?
Really?
Like,
okay. It's a complex.
It's floral. Mm-hmm. It almost smells like a Weller.
Huh.
But this one, I'm perplexed. God, they both smell like. They both smell so good. Okay, here we go. I got a double nose.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe that's not.
I wish y'all could give me tips. Like if this was alive and you could message on the phone and say, you can tell him this or tell him this tip. Because there's little tips I'd like. If I have to, I could tell you.
I mean, the color on it is identical.
Yeah.
So I don't think, I mean, again, I'm guessing, but I don't think it's E.H. Taylor. Because I feel like that's darker when I drink it.
Yeah, E.H. Taylor's that's a great bourbon made by Buffalo Trace.
I gotta be honest. My initial thing, I feel like they're both Weller products. I think I'm just gonna go off my nose. I want to say, am I wrong? You can't be messing with me. And I'm second guessing myself.
Do you have one that you like more than the other?
This one's got something going on. That's familiar.
Interesting.
It's familiar.
Blinds are the funnest because there is no, like, other than Josh's own thinking it's a Weller, which can push you down a rabbit hole of going, well, I've got
and then you don't want
more.
to, or you don't want to second guess yourself.
Right.
Like, that was my initial.
I will tell you, they're not weeded bourbons.
I was just gonna say, after that second sniff, I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm getting.
Which you all know that. Those of you that know your bourbons well, you know the ones I poured.
They just smelled so sweet in the beginning. I was like, oh.
Exactly, which is can be characteristic.
I'm trying not to, because I know it's Buffalo Trace products. Like, I'm trying not to go through the category in my head, which I kind of can't help. But
right, you can't help but go through their portfolio. But really, this was about a basic thing of going, do you have a favorite? Which one of these
on
two,
the nose,
if you were drinking, would
this
you
one,
enjoy?
so is it 1, 2?
Yep, exactly.
So 2, the nose I like better.
Okay.
It's very familiar.
It should be. You've drank a lot of. You've drank a lot of both of these actually. You have.
But this is a good familiar. Like, I feel like I really like this one.
Okay.
Not that I don't like the other one, but that one's, it's got such a familiarity
to it. Okay. And that could be because it's something that I suspect this distillery may be doing. I can't prove it, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm gonna try the number 2 first.
I'm gonna smell because what's in number 1 is the same as mine. Yeah, that's identical. Obviously, since I poured it, I just want to know if the smell was the same because glasses are different and whatnot. But
man, that's smooth.
Number 2.
God, that's good.
Proof points are comparable.
Got a little wood on the back end, a little char.
Blinds are the funnest. They're so fun when, especially this.
You pick the cheaper one because you're like, oh, I'll buy that one instead of the expensive stuff.
Right.
That one is good. I feel like it's full-bodied. I get a lot of sweetness, caramel, vanilla, a good char on it, which it's not super dark, but
no. So Josh's number 2 is standing out more palate and nose.
Well, I haven't tried this one
That's
yet.
true.
So let's see. Yeah, but nose-wise,
he's drank both of these a lot. One more than the other.
Oh.
Quite a bit more because it's been around longer. Quite a bit longer. Both are probably in the same age bracket. I would say they're probably comparable in age. Proof points are pretty comparable. I mean, a couple points here or there between the two, if that.
So the number 1.
Yeah, they are. The proof points are just a couple points apart from each other.
It's got a little more. The number 1's got a little more. I don't want to say bite, but a little more astringent. Like this one, the number 2 to me feels more rounded. Like maybe, I mean, I don't know. It could just be the. I don't know if it has more age on it. It just has more. It's more buttery, more smooth, but it's still got some nice char to it.
Okay.
This one's got like your regular, it's like just bourbon. If that makes sense.
Sure. It's got all those bourbon characteristics. Do you have one? I mean, you're going back. If you wish to add water, you can do that.
My number 2's hands down my favorite.
Number 2's hands down your favorite. Hands down. Interesting. That's good.
Hands down.
That's good.
Nose palate. Let's try after that one. Let's see.
And this is something for everybody out there watching, y'all that are bourbon crazy. You know, one of the two is unobtainium. It's becoming super hard to get. People line up. So y'all know there's a difference between the two, same distillery, but they're and I think one is better than the other one.
So my number 2 I like better.
Sure. I can't say I blame you at all because I really enjoyed that product. I want to
say it's Benchmark Single Barrel. The number 2.
Yeah. That's what you're thinking it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've drank a fair amount. You've drank a fair amount of that.
God, it might be like Blanton. Or this one is. That's pretty good too. This one just has such
Number 2 was your favorite.
Number 2 is my favorite. I'm telling you, hands down. So whatever it is, but I want to say the toasted marshmallow it's got.
Yeah,
It feels like it's that Benchmark single barrel. I don't think it's Blanton's because I feel like Blanton's is more woody like this one. If I were to guess, I'm probably totally off. I would say, I'm trying to think what else they have. I mean, maybe it's the H. Taylor, but it doesn't look as dark. So I'm going to go on a limb and just say I think this is probably Benchmark single barrel, and this is maybe Blanton's or regular Buffalo Trace. I don't know. Okay. I'm at a loss, but this one's definitely number 2 is my favorite.
Number 2 is your favorite across the board,
and then number 1 is a close second.
Right.
It's just got a little. It almost feels younger. So I don't know if I'm correct. So
there you go. That's pretty interesting for everybody to know too.
How far off was that?
The reveal. Number 1, as you all know, is Blanton's.
Oh, I kind of.
Number 2, as you all know, is Benchmark Single Barrel.
I guessed them. Holy shit.
The fact that I said I think I might have given a little bit away saying one of them was unobtainable was getting very difficult to find, which is Blanton's.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention.
Blanton's is getting really hard to find, and the secondary market is $350.
Had that Blanton's has a woodiness to it.
It
like
does.
Not
It
a
does.
char. It's like a woody.
And that's what I'm drinking,
Right.
as you all know, because I poured it for myself.
It's definitely not. But that toasted marshmallow on that single barrel is
and they're both single barrels.
Yeah.
That's the interesting part that I thought y'all would benefit from.
Wow. So I do like the cheaper shit. Just like the Johnny Walker one. Have you guys seen that? I picked Johnny Walker red.
Yes.
Over Johnny Walker blue. That's how refined my palate is.
And is it necessarily refined, or
No,
is it?
but it's what I like.
Yeah. So this is something I've suspected for a while.
$20
The
compared
Benchmark
to $70.
single barrel is coming in under $25.
Which we don't really want to get that out there, so don't tell your
Right.
friends. Because
then
it's readily available.
Blanton's is coming in, suggested retail at $60.
It's more now. It's 68,
Is it?
I think.
Okay.
For retail
So
for us.
Both are made
Yeah,
by
it went up.
Buffalo
It went
Trace. God, that sucks. One is very difficult to get. The other is on the bottom shelf collecting dust. Mm-hmm. They're both single barrels.
It's a
proof
sneaky
points.
good whiskey.
Yeah, proof points. The Benchmark single barrel
so familiar.
is 95 proof, and Blanton's is coming in
I
at
had this
93.
yesterday. That's probably
Did
why.
you? Yeah, Blanton's is 93.
Yeah, because my bottle's almost... Blanton's 90-ish, somewhere in there. I mean, it's like I said, it was a close second.
Yeah, it is 93 and 95. So,
but this one's got that's just that toasted marshmallow and creamy caramel.
And that's that particular barrel.
And of course, Blanton's has its own
warehouse.
I can't believe I picked them.
Yeah, that's pretty
crazy.
impressive.
But at first I thought they were Wellers because they were so sweet on the nose.
Right. And I wanted to get you away from that because
because I would have went down that. I would have probably been like
it.
I was gonna say. You know what I was gonna say? I thought this was Weller Reserve and this was 107 because this one had a deeper smell to it.
Right. That's.
But
there's no alcohol. There's no alcohol content compared to 107 between the two.
No, but I just
grab. Yeah. I don't think.
Yeah, that Weller smell. Yeah. That was way off. That Weller smell.
Yeah, you could so you can see it. But the biggest point I wanted to make was there's great whiskeys out there that are really reasonable,
right?
That are just as good, if not better, than the bottles that everybody and their grandma wants.
Smell that.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I smell that, I'm like, no, this is not.
But you don't drink a ton of Weller anymore.
No, because it's so rare. It's like it's a treat. You know, I'll have one pour here and there, and
So,
That's
Buffalo
cool, man.
Trace,
Dude,
both
I can't
single
believe
barrels. One's a very expensive one. One's not expensive. One's really hard to get. One's super easy to get. Now, with that said, single barrels can vary. I'm on my 4th bottle of
at least
Benchmark
yeah,
single
I've had-
barrel because they have the bottles I have been buying have been
It's
consistently
literally the same
amazing.
price as like Jim Beam.
Yes.
Close. I mean, maybe within
Yes.
$5, but like
And the quality
It's-
of that product
I
is
picked it over
amazing.
Blanton's,
So-
and I know I love Blanton's.
Could the Benchmark single barrel be from Warehouse H?
Or maybe
And-
it's a different warehouse, and that's why it's a little bit richer.
Could it be the same
Higher
the
up
same
or-
profile, 6 to 8 years?
But it's got a different. It's definitely got a different. Like smell
It is
that compared to
different.
yours.
oh,
compared to your blends.
Yeah.
So you got the hardwoodiness.
There's more oak,
Yeah, it's
there's more
oak, but it's not
tannins in
charred.
oak.
It's not charred. Like this has got like a
soft,
buttery.
sweet, characteristic. So, and that's
Wow, that's
is
cool.
it fair because you're comparing 2 different barrels from 2 different possible
Right.
warehouses?
Man, I
But
have to like pick them.
it's neat to know that just because it's expensive and everybody wants it doesn't mean there's not great whiskeys out there that are just as
reasonable,
exquisite and just
And don't
as
let the
amazing.
hype get to you either. I mean,
Right.
if Bland's in your area is $300, it's not worth it.
Yeah, don't get it.
Unless you got the money. I mean,
Yeah, and you just want it for your collection.
But you can get like we just did. Like you can get the Benchmark single barrel for $18. Sometimes it's on sale. It's
Yeah,
like,
if you can get it on sale, yeah. I think right now isn't it $25? $24.95.
it's $24.95, but it's usually got $3 off, so it's like $21.
Yeah. So there you go. And Mr. Man here picked him. At a guess, he was saying,
But I knew they were
He
Buffalo.
knew.
If you didn't tell me they're Buffalo Trace, I probably went all over the board.
"Yeah, you could."
I
have.
probably would have been like, oh, this. Like I said, I thought it was Maker's products or Four Roses.
Right. You have to
I
kind of
just-
narrow down the distillery.
And I'm not. I mean, I'm not a sommelier. I mean, I can't. I mean, bourbon's bourbon. Like bourbon across the board is hard to,
It is. It is.
especially good ones. If you line up 5 good bourbons, it's going to be hard to just
because
be
they
like-
all have such amazing characteristics and they're all really good.
Some
in and
really
of their
stand
own.
out. Like
right.
I think again that Benchmark single barrel stands out to me because we have been drinking a lot of it.
Yep.
And I think we both liked it in the Buffalo Trace blind with that and single barrel.
Yep.
It's a good
It's a great
inexpensive
staple whiskey to have in your bar.
Yep.
And I
Have
don't
you used it in
know.
cocktails at all?
I have. In fact, last night made my whiskey sours out of it.
There you go.
At 95 proof, makes a great cocktail. So, awesome review. It's a blind, true, no punches pulled. There's no favoritisms. You just got a plain
trying
old.
to trick your buddy is what you're trying to do.
You just got plain old 2 single.
First, I was
barrels.
like, is it just Buffalo Trace? But the oakiness of this, I was
Yeah.
like, I honestly, I thought, I'm like, I think that's Blanton's when I
Yeah.
first smelled it. But I was like, I'm not that.
You drink
But
a
just
lot. You
no,
drink
but
a lot of
again,
blends.
you gave me the caveat of this is a Buffalo Trace product. So rolling through in my head, I'm like, it's definitely not E.H. Taylor. That's way darker.
Yeah.
I think. Like look how dark how dark the 107 is
Right.
compared to Blanton's. Like
And
I don't know. So
7 years old.
right.
Yeah.
Why so dark? Anyways, it's good.
There you
That was
go.
a fun one for me. I can't even call it.
That's pretty good.
Again, you did narrow it down pretty good for me, but
Yeah.
and you told me it wasn't a Weller. I think I would have went down that rabbit hole until I tasted it. Once I tasted them, I knew it was not weeded.
You were pretty confident number 2 was Benchmark.
Yeah.
That one you were very confident. Once you said Benchmark, I'm like, I didn't give any tips or anything
No.
on that one. I just said number 1 was very difficult to get.
See, I didn't hear you say that.
And
I heard you say
becoming-
one of them was. I didn't say you said one.
So you definitely picked your favorite, nose and palate.
Yeah.
Both are quality, but it just goes to show you just because it costs more and it's hard to get and it's part of the hype doesn't make it. There's so many good whiskeys out there you can enjoy and you're not missing
also,
anything.
this was a close second. It wasn't like, oh, that one's. It's still very
right.
good.
That would have been even more funny. Actually.
Yeah, I'd be like,
this one's swill.
Just throw it by. Yeah.
This is
He's
disgusting.
like, who wants to buy my Bland? It's like,
right.
they had like 4 bottles.
9 bottles.
You got 9 bottles.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
we hope y'all love this video. I love blinds. They're fun, even if I'm not
Get
part of it.
yourself some
You're
benchmark
just
single barrel, but just don't tell your friends because we don't want it to go the way of all the
dodo
Wellers.
bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. To where you can't get it anymore, and it's a cheap whiskey.
Just for you guys out there.
Yeah. All 4,000 of you.
Yeah.
I guess we can wrap this one up.
Yeah.
Remember, hit the thumbs up if y'all like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Lower right hand corner, you got the YouTube icon. Hit that. Videos come out every single Saturday. We appreciate y'all coming along on the ride with us, and we just love doing whiskey reviews. It helps us pass on some knowledge, and it's something we would do anyway. So we just like being part of the community. It's a good time. And then we'll wrap this blind up. Buffalo Trace, Benchmark, and Blanton's. As always, enjoy your whiskeys and bourbons
Any way you like.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers,
buddy.